Usually, I see somebody trying to sneak some of my bacon. Hey y'all, hey, Erica with TimetoShrink. It's time to do another keto meal prep. As always, I've got bacon going in the oven, so we're gonna get this apron on and get down to business. Let me put this bacon in the oven and then I will show you what we're gonna be working on this week. So as always, I always plan out my prep and my grocery list and all of that stuff. I usually use these sheets. I have these down below for free if y'all like these, but I was lazy and didn't print another one, so it's on paper today. We're actually gonna split meal prep into 2 days today because I just don't have the energy to do it all at one time. So let me show you what we're gonna do today. We are going to make a huge pot of marinara sauce, just plain marinara sauce, and I try to set out everything that I'm going to use. One of the secrets to amazing homemade marinara sauce is this right here. This is like the ends, Parmigiano Reggiano, the real thing, aged 24 months. And this is just the ends. This is the stuff you would tend to throw away. Putting some of this into it while it's cooking in the Instant Pot is everything for the flavor, y'all. We are going to make chicken salad. I made chicken in the air fryer last night that needed to get made, and then I shredded it up. If you have hot chicken that you want to shred, you just use your KitchenAid with this head, and literally within 5 seconds, it shreds it perfectly for you. And then you can use it in casseroles or whatever. I'm gonna make some chicken salad with it. And so I'm kind of just set everything out that I'm gonna use. We have taco meat that needs to be used up, y'all. So I am going to make an egg casserole or egg cups or something. I haven't decided yet, using taco meat and some salsa. And then I have something we're gonna make tomorrow that I need some sausage for, so I'm gonna go ahead and cook the sausage up. Also the eggs, we are going to hard boil a bunch of them and we'll be making some egg salad. And we're also going to probably make some buffalo chicken dip at some point because with everybody home, we need a lot of lunch options. Tomorrow we will finish up by making a chicken casserole. This is one of my easy 5-minute prep casseroles. A squash and sausage casserole. This is one of my very favorites. We're gonna make some sausage and bacon breakfast biscuits. And we're probably also gonna make up some cookies. I have a chipmunk baking mix for chocolate chip cookies that we're gonna make. And I think these stuffed Italian sausages will actually end up being dinner tonight. So you'll see that in what's for dinner versus meal prep. Today is gonna be a 2 Instant Pot kind of day. But before we talk about that, I did wanna say, if it's the middle of summer and it's super hot and you still wanna make bacon, bacon works so well in the air fryer, y'all. You can totally make bacon in the air fryer. But we are having like a cold front in the middle of June and it's literally overcast and 70 degrees. So I am taking that opportunity to use my oven. So that said, the first thing we're gonna do is I have an 8-quart and a 6-quart Instant Pot. So I'm gonna use the 6-quart Instant Pot and get some hard-boiled eggs going. Basically, all you wanna do with this, put your eggs in, put a cup of water right in the bottom, and then you also put, I didn't show you, it comes with these little inserts. You literally just put the insert down in there and then you set in as many eggs as you want. Now, if the eggs are touching, it's a possibility that they'll like explode a little bit, but I've never really had a lot of problem with it. So I tend to put in quite a few eggs. And anyways, what you do is you put your eggs in, the amount of eggs that you want to put in, and then you're going to put your top on. If we have the top, that would be helpful. Here it is. You're going to put your top on and set your vent to ceiling. At the top here, there's a spot that says ceiling, a spot that says venting, ceiling. So what you're gonna do is do manual. This one actually doesn't have a manual button. It's a pressure cook button. So I'm gonna hit pressure cook and then I'm going to do it for 5 minutes. You're gonna do it for 5 minutes on ceiling. And then you're gonna do 5 minutes of natural release and then you're gonna open it and plunge it in an ice bath. I promise they will be the easiest to peel eggs you have ever done. Okay, next we're gonna go and make our marinara sauce. I like to use this 8-quart Mama Jamma big guy and make as much as I possibly can. So that's what we're gonna do now. So for marinara sauce, what I use, it's pretty simple. I use whole peeled tomatoes. You could use crushed. I just like these San Marzanos, and I can get these at Costco for really inexpensive. So I use these. I use some tomato paste, some onion, about 2 whole onions. I had small ones, so I did 3 onions. You're gonna use some roasted garlic, or you can just use garlic that you've diced up. And then seasoning, I use this Italian seasoning from Fresh Jack's. I absolutely love the flavor that this gives. We put in a bay leaf, which I need to grab, and then I put these Parmesan rinds directly into it, and then we can pull them and the bay leaves out in the end. Okay, let's get to making some marinara, y'all. All right, y'all, I've got this on the saute button, and I'm just going to put a decent amount of olive oil, 2 or 3 tablespoons at least, in there, and let that heat up a little bit. The olive oil is part of the flavoring for your sauce as well, so don't skip on the olive oil. And then what we're going to do is we are going to take all of our onions. I finely diced these, but you can coarsely dice them, whatever. The goal is you just want all of them to be about the same size so they cook at the same size at the same time. But because we're pressure cooking them, they don't have to get completely soft before we move on to the next step, because they are going to get pressurized. So get that onion in there and let it start to kind of cook down just a little bit. And I am going to start adding my next ingredients. I am going to take 1 tablespoon of roasted garlic. Now, if you don't have roasted garlic, I love to make roasted garlic a bunch at a time and just have. I think it's just a special flavor. If you don't have it, you could just do like 3 or 4 cloves of garlic, however much you like. And we're gonna let that kind of get mixed around down in here too. Now I'm gonna take a full container of this tomato paste. I like to let the tomato paste cook down a little bit as well, so that's why I put it in at this stage. So just get that mixed around real well and let it kind of cook down on the bottom before we add anything else. I'm actually going to add 1 more can of tomato paste because we are making a huge batch, y'all. Now I'm just gonna add these whole peeled tomatoes. This brand actually is peeled tomatoes, tomato puree, and some basil. But it doesn't have to have the basil in it, just any kind that you want to get. And in the end, we're going to use an immersion blender with, oh, well, y'all, the top didn't pop off. I lost the pop top. Okay, so we're just going to keep going until it gets to max full. So in here, we have 5 28-ounce cans and 2 6-ounce cans of tomato paste, y'all. This exact recipe is actually in my cookbook. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is add some seasoning. This is just an Italian blend. I'm gonna add probably 3 tablespoons. This is a lot of sauce, y'all. So 3 tablespoons of Italian seasoning. I'm going in with 3 bay leaves. So in goes the ends of the Parmesan rinds. Y'all, you do not have to do this step. I actually left that step out of my cookbook because I have no idea why. I completely forgot. But it makes such a difference in flavor. So next I'm going to go in with some sweetener. I'm just using a little over 2 tablespoons. It just combats the acidity of the tomato sauce, but it's not nearly enough to make it like actually sweet or anything. So I'm just going to get this all mixed and then we are going to get it going. So we've got the top on, set to ceiling. Instead of manual, I hit the meat stew button and then adjust from there just because it would take forever to go from 5 minutes up. So I usually take this up to about 90 and let it go. The longer this cooks, the better. Another thing is if you have some red wine open, you could put like half a cup of red wine in here and that would be awesome too. But I only do that when I happen to have some open. All right, y'all, eggs are done. They all look perfect. Putting them in an ice bath and they're good to go. And then over here, I think we're gonna check on this bacon. Looks like the bacon's done, so perfect timing. We'll clear this out and then we'll move on. All right, next thing we're gonna do is make our egg casserole. If y'all are OG around here, you know we do this pretty much every week. You also know that I change it up totally based on what we have left over from the last week. So this usually becomes like a hodgepodge of different things. So today we have a lot of taco meat left. So I'm gonna use some of it in this, and then I think I'm gonna freeze the rest because it hasn't gotten eaten and I don't want it to go bad. So I'm gonna get my eggs in here. I'm gonna put eggs. I'm gonna do a dozen eggs. I'm gonna do about half a cup of sour cream, some salsa, some taco meat. I have a salsa that needs to be used up as well, y'all. All right, I'm gonna try and measure for y'all today so that I can tell you exactly. There's a fourth a cup of salsa going in for now. And I'm gonna go ahead and kind of get this mixed. I don't know about y'all, but my Costco is still limiting eggs, so I can only get 2 at a time. So I get 2 pasture-raised eggs, and then in between, I have to spend a little more money on eggs at the grocery store. So that was 12 eggs. Then I get to use my fun tool, y'all. I love this. I will try and link it down below. It was really inexpensive off of Amazon. And also, y'all, I just hit 15,000 subscribers last week, and I am going to be doing a big giveaway. I just have the best subscribers anywhere, y'all. I hardly ever get negative comments. People are so supportive, so sweet. Thank you so much. Without y'all, I would not have this channel, and without y'all's support, I don't know where I'd be exactly, because I feel like cooking for y'all and chatting with y'all is kind of therapy for me, seriously. So thank you so much. But I have a big giveaway coming. I have been collecting stuff for a while. This is going to be in the giveaway. Actually, I talk all about the giveaway and how to enter it in last Friday's Keto Speakeasy. We're doing a Keto Speakeasy or Keto Cocktails series that has all kinds of fun cocktails that we've keto-fied. But anyways, if you go to Friday's video 2 days ago to the Keto Cocktails, you will hear exactly how to enter, and I would love for you to enter because it's a really great giveaway. It is big. It is a big box full of Erica's favorites. So I'm excited to share it with y'all and to give back in some way. Okay, so I've got that kind of mixed all up, and I am going to add a fourth of a cup of sour cream. I had already added a fourth of a cup, but I decided to do one more. This is going to be like a taco casserole, basically, or yeah. So I think we're also going to add, I'm making a mess, y'all. We're going to add one more fourth a cup of salsa in here. Jackson always selects what flavors he wants in his egg casserole because he's the main person that eats these. I told him it was going to be taco themed, so he picked out peppered habanero from Fresh Jack's. This packs a punch, but it's not so hot that you don't get the flavor. I mean, it's very, very flavorful. And he picked garlic, so let's put a little garlic in there. And last but not least, he picked Fresh Jack's Spicy All-Purpose. So let's put a little bit of that in there. I guess the boy is wanting to have some heat this week. So we've got all of that in there. I'm going to give it one more stir, and then just using a spoon, I'm going to add in my taco meat and my cheese. So I have a ton of taco meat that I made last week, and for some reason nobody ate, which is weird. People usually eat taco meat around here. But I'm going to put a good amount of taco meat in here. So I've got this all mixed together. I've got some Mexican style blended cheese from Costco. Okay, so I have moved the temperature on the oven to 350, and now we are just going to pour our taco casserole in here. And I'm going to top it with some more cheese. And I think we might put some jalapeno rings right on top, and then we're going to toss it in the oven. I just cut up a jalapeno real quickly, and I used my handy dandy little scooper that I absolutely love and scooped them all up. And I'm just going to put these across the top because they were in my fridge and they need to be used up. So, Jackson, will you hand me those new peppers we got? This is ready. We're going to put it in a 350 degree oven, and then I have a question for y'all. Okay, like I mentioned, I just went to Costco. Y'all will have already seen this Costco haul, but I got these peppers. I'm not exactly sure what they're called or how to pronounce it. What did we think, Jack?
Cejito.
Cejito peppers? It looks like shahito, but I think the H might be silent. I don't know. But I have never seen these before. I have never cooked with these before. It says perfect for roasting, grilling, or fresh in salads. But do y'all use these? Has anybody used these? Please tell me down below what you use these for, how you use them. They're supposed to be not as spicy as a jalapeno, but spicier than a bell pepper. So look for something exciting with this. I'm looking forward to trying this out. I just wanted to ask if y'all knew. Okay, let me pick all this stuff up and then we're gonna make some chicken salad. Okay, y'all, next thing we're gonna do is make chicken salad. I have chicken already shredded up here. I told y'all that a little earlier in the video. I made chicken in the air fryer. It took about 15 minutes, and then I shredded it while it was still hot. It shreds super easily while it's still hot. This is 1.5 pounds of chicken. So what we're gonna do is make a chicken salad. My daughter requested grapes and nuts. So this is completely keto if you eat around the grapes or you don't put the grapes in. So I'm not exactly sure how much I'm going to use because I have a lot of chicken, but I think I'm probably going to use a cup of mayonnaise, preferably like an avocado or a coconut oil based mayonnaise, but my family really loves Duke's and that's what I'm going to use, y'all. So a cup of mayonnaise, and I'm probably going to do 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. And then I like to sweeten it up a little bit. This is powdered Lexington sweetener, and I'm probably going to do about a tablespoon. I like to use the powdered because it dissolves really well and it doesn't leave any kind of graininess in there. So that is my base. So that's what I like to do first because that's my base, and then I will taste it. I think I'm going to go a little bit more. So once you're happy with your base, you're going to start adding your seasoning. I am going to use rosemary, lemon, herb, citrus, sea salt. Now this is salt, so treat it as salt. Don't be putting tons in there, then your product will be way too salty for you. So I'm just going to lightly add that. I can always add more later. Got toasted, this is garlic and herb. You can flavor your chicken salad however you want. You can make it 5 million different ways. But today we're going to use rosemary, lemon, and some garlic and herb. So going in with the garlic and herb. And then I'm going to go in with some parsley just for a little bit of extra color. Sometimes I'll add some dill relish, but she said my daughter's request was she wanted it plain with nuts and grapes. So I'm doing a pretty plain. If you had a lemon, actually we do. We may add a little bit of lemon juice to this. Yep, I think we're going to. Jackson, give me some of the lemon juice out of the fridge. Yep. Because I use that lemon rosemary, I am going to add just a splash of lemon. This is my favorite store-bought. It's Italian Volcano, 100% organic lemon juice. There's 40 lemons in this whole bottle. I absolutely love this stuff. I ordered it off of Amazon. So you could also just use a fresh lemon and juice it, but I probably used about a tablespoon. I don't know, maybe a little less. And basically, as you see, I'm just making my dressing. That did it. That's good. I think I can go a little bit more salty. But the key here is make your dressing where you're happy with it before you start adding chicken. Because it will be hard to get it to where you want it if you've got everything else already mixed in. So I always start with my base, which would be my dressing. Yep, I think we're there. Okay, now I'm going to add my chicken. I'm making a lot, but you could make much less. We're just going to get all this tossed in. I'm going to add in the grapes. If you're keto, leave the grapes out, right? Very easy trade-off. I like to do pecans or walnuts or almonds in my chicken salad. So slivered almonds is what we're going with because I have a whole bag of it. Or sunflower seeds, I like to have some kind of element of crunch. Okay. So I've got this thoroughly blended. I'm going to take a little taste. I think that's really good. So we're going to put this literally just back into the container that it was already in. This was cooked chicken, so there's no reason to dirty up another bowl. I wanted to mix it in this container, but I didn't have quite enough space. Just getting ready to make my next thing and realized I had all of these red onions still sitting there. You don't have to add red onions to your chicken salad, but I'd already cut them up, so we're going to dump this back in and get those red onions mixed in. Y'all, I thought I was doing so good. There was 0 hotness expressed today. That's a really good dressing. But yeah, I had to show y'all I messed up. You also could even add some bacon into this if you wanted to, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna try and get all these red onions mixed in well. And then the next thing we're gonna do is make buffalo chicken dip, which y'all have seen me do a bunch of times, but we are actually gonna change it up a little bit today. We are gonna add a few different things. All right, now we're gonna make our buffalo chicken dip, but we're gonna make it a little bit different today. See if they like it or not. My family doesn't always love when I change things up, but we're gonna try it. So, first thing is cream cheese, 1 whole block of cream cheese. Y'all, whoever invented the packaging on cream cheese, we need to have a chat. Like, it's so hard to open. Why does it need to be this difficult? All right, so you want your cream cheese to be softened. I forgot today, so I'm gonna pop this into the microwave for like 10 to 15 seconds so everything just mixes better. So, buffalo chicken dip. Y'all have seen me make it a million times. It's in my cookbook, which is always down below. So, I'm not gonna go over exact measurements, but I am gonna go over it because I'm doing some things differently. So, have 1 whole block of cream cheese. I do a little bit of mayonnaise and a little bit of sour cream, but you could do all mayonnaise or all sour cream, or you could use ranch dressing, like from a bottle, instead of the sour cream mayonnaise. So just so you know, there's some options. And then I add hot sauce. You can use anything you want. We use Frank's, which is not spicy. So that's what's in here so far. You want your cream cheese to be a little bit soft so that things will mix together. And then I add 2 cans of chicken. Sometimes I use shredded chicken, like from a rotisserie, but I love to purchase the canned chicken at Costco, and I pretty much use it exclusively for this. It works really well in this. So, before we finish, we are going to add a good amount of peppered bacon right in there. I think that's a change, and I think it's going to be really good. Instead of plain ranch, I am going to use Frank's Red Hot Buffalo Ranch, and I usually use about a tablespoon of that. And then we're going to go in with some peppered habanero. Spice-wise, I've changed this up quite a bit. And then we also need to add in some cheddar cheese, which I forgot to get out, of course. So I'm going to let Jack get some cheese for me. I add about a cup of shredded cheese to this. And you just want to keep mixing until you get that cream cheese mixed all the way through everything. And then when everything is completely mixed, you can taste for seasoning and see if you need more of anything. So I don't really measure anymore, but 1 humongous handful is about a cup. If you don't have a big family and you're just eating this for yourself, you can for sure make this a lot less of it. Or you can actually freeze this as well, y'all. It freezes well. All right, y'all, I decided to go ahead and make the egg salad because the hard-boiled eggs were done. So, hard-boiled eggs. I have this thing where I love kitchen gadgets, but I don't like kitchen gadgets if I'm not going to use them on the regular because they just take up space, right? Well, I fell in love with this. My mom's had one of these as long as I can remember. Like, hers is like a metal one, but she bought this for me for Christmas this year because I said I wanted one, and oh my gosh, y'all. It makes making egg salad so easy. You literally just set your egg down and press. You don't even have to use much pressure. Now pick it up as a whole egg and put it back in the opposite direction. Do it again, and look at that. So I've got all my eggs in here. Y'all, I didn't even count how many eggs I had. I should have probably done that, but anyways, it's all chopped up, and now we are going to make our egg salad. Now, I like to make my dressing separate from the salad, just like I talked about earlier. I hate to dirty another dish, but yeah, I like to make my dressing separate. So, we're going in with, I would say this is about a half a cup. All of my measuring cups are dirty now. Let's say that's about a half of a cup. I've got dill relish. Okay, so there's 2 tablespoons of dill relish. We're gonna do that again. So 4 tablespoons of dill relish. Now we've got mustard. Usually I am a purist. I like yellow mustard, just plain yellow mustard, but we are completely out. So we are going to do 2 tablespoons of this. This is aioli garlic mustard sauce from Trader Joe's. It's pretty tasty, but we've had it for a little while and I need to use it up. So we're gonna put that in there. We are going to go in with some fresh dill. There's a teaspoon of fresh dill. We're gonna start with that. This is toasted onion by Fresh Jacks. It's just kind of just like your basic standards multi-purpose seasoning. Let me see. It has onion, garlic, sea salt, cracked black pepper. So it's pretty basic. I'm doing a teaspoon of that. And then I've got rosemary, lemon, herb, citrus, sea salt. I've really been liking this. So I'm going to do about half of a teaspoon of this because it is salt. And we're going to get this mixed up and taste and see where we are, see what we think. We're going to get this mixed up and taste it. See where we want to go. That is very Dijon heavy, but it's also plenty salty. So I'm not going to add any more salt. I think I am going to add just a little bit more of this toasted onion, about half a teaspoon more. And about half a teaspoon more of the dill. If you have fresh dill would be so much better in this, y'all. So much better. And for the acid, I'm going to use lemon juice since this is a rosemary lemon sea salt. Usually, I like to use red wine vinegar in my egg salad, but we're going to go with some lemon here. I just did a very little bit, probably 2 teaspoons maybe. We're going to mix it into our egg salad and then taste it and see where we are. I'm also not going to quite put all of it because I may have made more dressing than I need and I don't want it to be wet. Yeah, I definitely made too much dressing, but that's all right. That's another reason why I like to do the dressing separate, because you could end up with too much and you can't really take it away unless you make more hard-boiled eggs, right? I forgot to add cracked black pepper, y'all. So we like a lot of cracked pepper, but however much you want. Again, things like egg salad, coleslaw, those are any kind of salad dressings. It's whatever floats your boat, whatever seasonings you like. I am obsessed with Fresh Jacks. I'm obsessed with a lot of their blends, so I use them on the regular. You don't have to use what I use. You can use a million different brands of the same kind of thing, or you can use individual spices and bunch them together to make things. You know, your imagination is the only limit, y'all. And again, this is going to taste better after it sits, but I'm going to take a bite. Now that I've made it, it's not as salty as I thought it was.
That's toasted onion.
I know. I also think I want to up the dill a little bit. So I'm going to go in with another tablespoon of the dill relish. I didn't use a lot of eggs here. Again, you don't have to make such a big batch. And this was a different spoon, y'all. I didn't use the same spoon. I have a few spoons going over here. I think that's perfect. So we're just going to store this. Jackson just finished making my sausage for me back here. So I've got 2 pounds of sausage cooked up. We're just going to clean up, store everything, and then tomorrow it'll be easy peasy to put our casseroles together that we still want to make. Okay, y'all, the marinara sauce is done and ready. It needs the immersion blender. So the first thing you do is fish out the ends and pieces. So here is the Parmesan rind ends, and then however many bay leaves you put in, make sure you find all of those because those do not grind up well. So I had 3 bay leaves and I had 3 rinds. I could only find 2, and that's okay. If one of your rinds is really small and not very thick, sometimes it disintegrates completely. That's not a problem, but just try and fish out what you can. And then we are going to immersion blend. So the next thing I do is I take my immersion blender, this guy right here, and I just blend. If you like a super chunky sauce, you can just blend just a little bit, but remember it has those whole tomatoes, so you at least want to blend those. My kids don't like the chunks of onions or peppers or things like that. So I just immersion blend it really, really well. Let it cool off. Then we store it in ball jars, some in the fridge to use, some in the freezer. If this stuff freezes really well, y'all. Okay. Y'all, this video got really long and I don't want to give y'all hour-long videos, so we're going to end this here, and then next Sunday we'll finish the rest of meal prep. So you have more coming at you next Sunday. All right, bye y'all.